today's bulletin, Maldives High Court dismisses petition seeking to revoke the city status granted to Gafdal Tinadu by the former administration. Maldives Meteorological Service Met Office had issued a white alert for areas stretching from Halif Atoll to Kaf Atoll, and MMPRC announces new strategies to boost tourism with plans to explore new sectors in the Maldives.
Welcome to News. I'm Nasha and thank you for joining us today. The High Court of the Maldives has dismissed a petition seeking to revoke the city status granted to Gafdal Tinadu by former President Ibrahim Mohamed Solih's administration. The case, filed by former Deputy Minister of Climate Change, Environment and Energy, Mohammad Raghib, challenged the designation on the grounds that Tinadu's population did not meet the required threshold of 10,000 residents. Raghib's petition, submitted on November 21, 2024, alleged that the population data used to justify the city status was fraudulent, citing the inclusion of 115 deceased individuals in the official count. He also claimed that the data contained duplicate entries and conflicting identification numbers, arguing that the city status was granted based on inflated figures. However, High Court Registrar Mariam Hurshida ruled that the case did not fall within the court's jurisdiction. Referring to the Supreme Court's position, the registrar clarified that the issue was not a constitutional matter for the High Court to address. She stated that the presidential resolution granting city status could not be considered as stemming from a law passed by Parliament, and therefore the court was not empowered to entertain the petition at this stage. The registrar further explained that decisions on whether cases should be admitted are at the court's discretion, and such decisions can be referred to the judges for review. As a result, the petition was dismissed. Tinadu was granted city status on August 30, 2023, during former President Solih's administration. The decision sparked political controversy, with critics suggesting that it was intended to garner support during the election period. Despite the allegations, the current administration has confirmed that the city status was formalized through amendments to the law, that all legal requirements were met. Raghib's petition raised concerns about the validity of the population data used in the decision-making process, while the Department of National Registration (DNR) recorded Tinadu's population as 7,924. The official figures used to justify the city status reported 10,150 people. Raghib contended that the inflated numbers were an attempt to meet the legal criteria for city designation. Though the High Court has dismissed the petition, the issue remains contentious. The Maldives Meteorological Service Met Office has issued a white alert for areas stretching from Halif Atoll to Kaf Atoll, warning residents and travelers of heavy rain and thunderstorms accompanied by strong winds. The alert is effective from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. on December 31, 2024, with wind gusts expected to reach speeds of 40 miles per hour. Authorities urge caution during the alert period, especially for those traveling by sea, as the weather could create hazardous conditions. Residents are advised to secure loose items and stay indoors where possible. The Met Office is closely monitoring the situation and has advised the public to stay updated through official channels for further developments. This alert comes as part of ongoing efforts to ensure public safety during unpredictable weather patterns commonly experienced in the region during this time of the year. The Ministry of Finance and Planning has reported a total government revenue of 32.7 billion rupiah as of December 19, 2024. According to the latest weekly statistics released by the Ministry of Finance and Planning, total government revenue comprises 24.8 billion rupiah from tax revenues, 7.3 billion rupiah from non-tax revenues, and 612 million rupiah from grants. Tax revenue was largely driven by goods and services tax, GST, and business and property tax, with increased import duties also contributing significantly to the overall revenue generation. Government expenditure during the same period reached 46 billion rupiah, with 32.1 billion rupiah allocated to recurrent expenditures. This covers salaries, wages, pensions, and operational costs essential for the delivery of public services. Meanwhile, 13.9 billion rupiah was directed towards capital investments, including projects focused on roads, bridges, airports, and key infrastructure assets. Significant investments totaling 10.3 billion rupiah have been allocated to health services, education, environmental protection, and housing infrastructure under the Public Sector Investment Program (PSIP). These annual investments aim to enhance the quality of life for citizens and drive progress towards national development goals. Looking ahead, the Ministry of Finance and Planning has earmarked an increased budget of 12.4 billion rupiah for PSIP projects in the upcoming fiscal year. In a bid to improve efficiency and ensure better project outcomes, the government plans to prioritize profitability in the implementation of PSIP initiatives starting next year. A dedicated project preparatory fund will also be established to assess the feasibility of proposed projects, with resources directed towards conducting essential studies and evaluations before execution. The Maldives Transport and Contracting Company (MTCC) has delivered a second shipment of concrete blocks to Ha Alif Uligamu, marking a key milestone in the ongoing harbour development and coastal protection project. The initiative aims to modernize the island's port infrastructure and resolve long-standing logistical issues. The project, awarded to MTCC on July 18, 2023, officially began on September 6, 2023, and is scheduled for completion within 18 months. The project, valued at 73.88 million rupiah, includes substantial groundwork such as filling 10,400 cubic meters of a previously dredged lagoon, embankment work totaling 46,181 cubic meters, and the construction of a 238-meter quay wall and 180 meters of revetment. MTCC has confirmed that the installation of concrete blocks for the quay wall is currently underway. These blocks are essential for creating a durable and effective port structure capable of supporting the island's future growth and trade needs. Maldives Immigration has announced updated services for its Malé office for January 2, 2025. Passport services will remain accessible 24 hours via the Imuga online portal. For individuals aged 65 and above, as well as those requiring emergency services, the immigration office will be physically open from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. These services will also be available online. Queue numbers for passport collection can be obtained through the QB application or directly from immigration office during the operating hours from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. To address electricity demands, Stelco has supplied 20 generator sets to 19 islands this year. In a statement on X, the company confirmed that the generator sets have a combined capacity of 9,198 kilowatts and are now operational in islands across Malé Atoll, Alif Alif Atoll, Alif Dal Atoll, and Wabu Atoll. The distribution includes 5 islands in Malé Atoll and 6 in Alif Alif Atoll, 6 in Alif Dal Atoll, and 3 in Wabu Atoll. These efforts are supported by Stelco's network of 36 power plants established across these islands, ensuring a reliable and consistent power supply. Stelco highlighted that the additional generator sets are aimed to ensure a more consistent and robust power supply, enhancing the community's overall quality of life. Stelco has also been making strides towards sustainable energy solutions. This year, the company introduced several initiatives to reduce reliance on fossil fuels by integrating renewable energy into its operations. A solar power generation system capable of supplying 11,000 kilowatts was installed, complementing the 47.7 megawatt electricity capacity of the Malé power station. As part of its broader business expansion efforts, Stelco has established a specialized business center dedicated to manufacturing and selling generators abroad. We'll be back after a short break. Welcome back. The Maldives Police Service has issued an advisory urging the public attending New Year's Eve celebrations in Hulumale to adhere to parking regulations and prioritize personal responsibility. The statement highlights the ongoing issue of improper parking, particularly on pavements, which creates challenges in crowded areas. Speaking to local media, Chief Inspector of Police Ahmad Hanif emphasized the need for the public to avoid parking in unauthorized spots for convenience. Urging attendees to use designated parking zones, he called for greater community awareness, stating that such actions disrupt the flow of traffic and cause inconvenience to pedestrians. In addition to addressing parking concerns, the police advised the public to ensure the security of their homes by avoiding the storage of cash and valuables. Police also reminded the public to supervise children near the sea, given the increased likelihood of outings and travel during the holiday season. A special police operation has been launched to ensure public safety during the celebrations, led by the Drug Enforcement Department in collaboration with Hulumale Police, Marine Police, and Kafato stations. The initiative aims to counter narcotics-related activities and monitor the use of firecrackers and illegal substances. The operation, which began on December 24th, includes patrolling the Hulumale Lagoon and inspecting establishments suspected of unauthorized alcohol sales. Meanwhile, the Maldives Marketing and Public Relations Corporation (MMPRC) has announced a lineup of festive events in Hulumale, including a 15-minute drone show, fireworks, and cultural performances at Hulumale Central Park. The police have assured the public of continued efforts to maintain order and safety throughout the celebrations, reinforcing the importance of compliance with regulations to ensure a smooth and enjoyable New Year's Eve. The Maldives National Defense Force (MNDF) has confirmed that a 5-minute fireworks display will be held at Hulumale Central Park tonight to celebrate the New Year's. According to an announcement on X, the fireworks are set to begin at 11:59 p.m. In preparation for the event, the MNDF has conducted a series of drills to ensure everything runs smoothly. In addition to fireworks, Hulumale Central Park will host the Maldives Culture and Food Festival on both New Year's Eve and Wednesday night. The festival will highlight local traditions and cuisines, offering attendees a chance to experience a cultural food festival. The festivities will also include a 15-minute drone show and various activities designed to showcase the rich cultural heritage of the Maldives. The Maldives Marketing and Public Relations Corporation (MMPRC) has announced new strategies to boost tourism with plans to explore new sectors in the Maldives. Speaking on MMTV's Borokhabar program, MMPRC's Managing Director Ibrahim Shiri highlighted the need to diversify the nation's tourism offerings beyond its traditional image as a luxury honeymoon and diving destination. Shiri noted that MMPRC is now looking at innovative ways to expand the tourism market and generate greater revenue. One such initiative is the introduction of sports fishing, with MMPRC's visit to Maldives Club launching the Burunu Boma tournament. This event, set to become an annual competition, is expected to attract a new audience to the Maldives starting in April to May 2025. In addition to sports tourism, Shuri mentioned the potential of film tourism, an area MMPRC is actively exploring. The Maldives has previously been featured in international films, including Star Wars. Shuri suggested that the country could follow in the footsteps of other nations like New Zealand to develop a thriving film tourism industry. He pointed to successful initiatives where countries sell merchandise related to iconic film locations, enhancing their tourism revenue. Another sector MMPRC is looking to develop is education and wellness tourism. Shuri highlighted the Maldives' rich tradition of local medicine and its potential to attract tourists seeking wellness experiences. MMPRC has already collaborated with Bartol's Kendo Island Council to produce a documentary promoting the island's unique offerings. Despite the Maldives being recognized as the world's leading destination for 5 consecutive years, Shuri pointed out that MMPRC is focusing not only on high-end tourists, but also on middle-class markets and emerging demographics. The corporation is using modern tools like social media and data-driven marketing to reach these new groups while ensuring that costs are kept down and results are maximized. 2 cruise ships have arrived in Mali City, bringing 3,054 tourists to the Maldivian capital during the peak tourism season. The MS Norwegian Sky, which docked on Sunday, 29 December 2024, brought 1,872 visitors to the island nation. The following day, MS Rivera arrived from Seychelles carrying an additional 1,182 passengers. Both vessels are scheduled for 2-day stopovers before continuing their journeys, with MS Norwegian Sky heading to Thailand and MS Rivera sailing to neighboring Sri Lanka. These arrivals follow the season's first cruise ship, MS Ida Stella, which anchored in Male on 27th December 2024, carrying 2,140 passengers and 639 crew members. During their 2-day visit, passengers explored local islands and toured the capital city. In a separate development, the square-rigged clipper SY Stad Amsterdam made a port call at Haalif Uligam in the northern atoll. The vessel's 17 crew members utilized the International Ship and Port Security ISPS gate services provided by Maldives Ports Limited MPL. According to the Maldives Association for Yacht Agents, MAYA, 3 cruise ships have visited the archipelago since the start of the high season. The association confirms 1 more vessel is expected in January, with an additional 12 cruise ships scheduled to arrive before the season concludes. This surge in cruise arrivals demonstrates the Maldives' expanding maritime tourism sector, which with each vessel brings hundreds of visitors to experience the island's nation's offerings during their brief stays. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with more updates. Until then, stay informed and take care.